Hey team. So I wanted to make another video on relationships, just because I feel like sometimes it looks as though some relationships are built off of who can be the cattiest kind of observer, who can be the loudest, sassiest. People might call that clever, but I think that it actually takes more cleverness to be kind. But I feel as though it's kind of depending on how it's phrased or how it comes out. It can be constructive criticism. It can be helpful, but it can also be very, very cruel and poorly representative, completely unfair. And so I think that that sometimes relationships are kind of built on kind of a mutual cattiness, a mutual agreement of disrespect. And I think that I'd like to see it turned on its head, because you want people to be critical observers. You want them to recognize flaws in others or in institutions, but you also want to sound intelligent and not I feel as though there's kind of like prioritization, and I feel as though sometimes it's completely in poor taste, but that's the only thing people can default to, or that they're not capable of any other form of communication. And I don't know that that's good. I know you want to be able to have equal communion, equal ability to communicate. And I think sometimes I've seen that actually thrown in my face, where they'll be completely catty and then they'll turn around and be like completely cool and calm. And that's completely in poor taste. To do that. I don't know. Obviously, you need to be the second one the entire time. There is a right way to comport yourself, to communicate, to criticize, and you don't need to be catty to be critical. You don't need to be cruel to be critical. I think you just need to have reason and rationale, and to approach things correctly, using the right tools. I don't think you need to do it poorly, and I don't think you need to be inhumane about it. And I don't think that inhumanity, that inhumane nature. Well, I mean, some might argue that is humanity, that is human nature, and then they give themselves an excuse to do that and to be that, and that's not okay. That's you don't just cut yourself slack and be like, well, this is humanity, this is the base, this is the low, this is who we are. And I think that the point is to fight to be better than that, to be better than that, if/when possible. And I don't know how I'm still seeing that, the cattiness, the power plays, the unnecessary power plays. That's how I would kind of like throw it out there and be like, boop, unnecessary power play. Why do you need to have power here? That's completely inappropriate, and you're completely ridiculous in that. And I don't know how people respect you for that, and I don't know how you mistook that for being a place to gain respect or to be respected, unless something is unhealthy, unless something is wrong. So I think that what should be positively reinforced is that positive criticism, that way to kind of show flaws or articulate things that need to be fixed, or like how to there's something called grace and elegance, social suavite. I don't know. That I just made suavite up. But there's a way to do it, and I think that doing it wrong and then having a whole slew of people behind you when you're doing it wrong is disgusting. And I think that communication is key, and making sure it's healthy is key. And I think that you need to look at how you perceive people and how you interact with people, and you need to make sure that you are doing it for the right reasons and not based on that criticism, that and if you do see that wrong and you still love the person anyway, which of course I've been in relationships like that, where some folks will just be very strong-minded and will lay it out and be very critical, and I would kind of let it slide. But I feel like I should have said something in those contexts, and sometimes I would and be like, well, I think you're being a little harsher. Then you bring up the counterpoint. But I think that we need to be conscientious of that, and we need to fight to make sure that we're not slumming it. We're not going with the cruel, inhumane, let's follow and be mean, sort of mentality. Just because there is power there, but a more respectable power is in the ability to communicate properly and healthily. And that's the kind of power that you want to get behind, and you want to positively reinforce, you want to promote. So be conscientious, be mindful. And I know sometimes people can be like catty and it's funny, but know that that's there's more than that, and that's called being an adult. So here we go.